All right, the next game for this week is the Downfall of Pompeii, which was published in 2004. Ages 10 and up, 2 to 4 players, about 45 minutes. The BGG rating is a 7.1 out of 10. Overall rank is 445 out of over 15,000 games. Its family rank is quite high, with an 83 out of over 1,600 different family games. Now, we've had this game pretty much when it first came out.
Did we?
Yes, and I've used this when I used to teach gifted and talented elementary students, and I did a lesson on migration. And one of the causes of migrations is natural disasters, so we played this game with my elementary students.
What did the kids think? Do you remember?
Oh, they loved it.
Did they?
And we still play this game today, and that's why we're reviewing it, because we like it a lot as well.
Yes, we do.
So let's go over how to play. So in AD 63, there was an earthquake in Pompeii, and people moved out. And for the next 16 years, they moved back in. So that's what this game simulates, is people moving back in after a really serious earthquake, not knowing that the volcano would erupt in AD 79. So you are represent a different family of relatives moving back into the city. And so you'll see that there are different buildings here. You see there's 11, and a 7, and a 10, which represents these suits. So when you get a card here, for instance, this tells you that there is a building that you can put 2 people in it, and a building where you can put 3 people in it. And you'll see that there's exactly a card for each one of those spaces. And building 10 happens to be right here. And you'll notice you got to pay attention to where the exits are. So there's an exit here, 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 and here. So part of the strategy of the game is putting your people next to the exits. So you'll see there's a cards for building 10, building 11. See, there's different suits here. Building 6, 9, and then you'll see there's a whole bunch of different purple. And what I've noticed about how the map is laid out, the purple, if there's more building types here, it's because it's near the ash zones, which is the second phase of the game. So the first phase of the game is moving into the city, and then the second phase of the game is leaving when the volcano erupts. And so that's why you have one volcano card, which will, you got to set up the deck when the first volcano card happens. Whoops. Then you're going to get what's called a relative bonus, which I'll explain in a moment. So it's usually after the first 8 cards that are played. And then you have Omen cards. And these will come up until the second card happens, and that's the eruption. That signals the volcano erupting. And every time an Omen card is drawn, you get to throw somebody into the volcano and sacrifice them, which is part of the Greek well, actually it would be Romans at this time, the Roman cultural beliefs. So you start out with 4 cards each. And again, I'm just showing you how the game works real quick here. So I would start out with 4 cards. And so I would draw here. Well, gee, I didn't shuffle well at all. Yeah. Let's fix this up a little bit. See, this is what happens.
That's still not good.
No, I shuffled horribly.
Oh, shoot.
There you go. That simulates a little bit better. All right, so the strategy is you want to put one person in a building at first. So I'm going to play this 10. So I put it down to say I'm yellow. And I could either put a person here or here. Now, I could put it here and it would be easier for me to get out. But I may want to put it here, which you'll see in a moment. Now let's say, as the game plays, the black player puts a piece there. And then the first volcano card has already come up, which tells that I can get what's called a relative bonus. So for the first 8 cards, you're just going to be placing different people in the town. This basically is like a warning. And now, when I place, if I draw a new card, gosh, let's try to make this a little bit more, there you go. When I play a 10 again, I'll put my person here. And because there's already 2 people in here, I get to put a bonus 2 of my relatives in any other brown building, not in 10, but any other brown buildings. I can put them in 11, or in these neutral buildings. So because there's already 2 people there, so I might put one person here, And then I might put one person here in building 11 because in my hand I might have an 11 card. So say blue has been placing here, black goes here. I placed 11. Now I'll get another bonus because I already have a piece here. And now I can put maybe over here near this exit. So part of the strategy is trying to put people in buildings where there's already people. So let's say blue goes here in 5. They can put a piece in another purple building or in a neutral building. Now, let's say red goes here. They can put a bonus of 2. You cannot put 2 bonus in the same building. You have to split them up. So they might go here. So let's say we've been placing things. Let's say red draws an Omen. They might throw me in the Volcano because I've placed more pieces than others, so that goes in there. And that serves as a tiebreaker. So and again, the object is to get the most people out in the second phase of the game. So say I get 5 people out and red gets 5 people out. Well, if I had more people in the Volcano, red would win. So now the second phase of the game is when the second Volcano card comes up, everybody throws in their cards. You don't need them anymore. You draw a certain amount of ash cards, tiles. I think it's 6 at first. So let's say we've placed our 6, and you draw on this ash tile is already here, and I draw one on my turn. So the way the game works is you draw an ash tile, and because I'm not the red player, I'm going to take out that red piece right there. Isn't that nice?
That's so not nice.
Yeah. And then red. No, sorry, I'm yellow. I get to go. Now, like a disaster movie, you know how you have people running ahead and people trip and fall behind. So you can move as far as the number of people in that space, not the building. This is considered one space here. And say black had one right here. So I can move 2 spaces because there's 2 people here. I can go 1, 2, get that person out, and then move 1. Red, on their turn, let's say they draw this tile. And they can move this red piece 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. They get a red one out. And then they have one over here, and they might go here, 1. And then say black goes, oh, they're going to eliminate me. I go in the Volcano. Black might move this one too, 1, 2. And you cannot move the same piece twice unless it's your last piece. So I didn't say this clearly, but you draw an ash tile, and then you get to move 2 pieces. So because there's 2 people in this space, black moves 2, and black's going to move this 2. 1, 2. And then I get to go again, and I draw it randomly out of the bag. Okay, I get an ash tile. And again, there ought to be 6 here. I just didn't show it. So I put that one there, I get this one out, and then I move this one 1. And then the game ends when nobody can get out because you'll block exits. So let's say, for instance, this got placed here. See how that exit's blocked now? No one can get out that way. Or everybody gets out all their pieces, or they get trapped and they're eliminated. So again, the object of the game is to get out the most pieces. So let's say it was a situation like this, where black got 3 out, red got 2, I got 2, and blue got 2 out. Well, black would win if they got 3 pieces out. And it actually would be higher than that. You usually get more out than that. So that's the Downfall of Pompeii. Let's take a look now at the playback. Oops, wrong one. So here we are starting the game. Each player has 4 cards. Again, we're all looking at, again, we're teaching this to our 2 friends who've never played before. So here I am playing a purple card, and that was a purple 3. So part of the strategy is, now that's a dangerous spot to be in because it's near that ash spot. Here, if I show you right here, I put it right here. It only takes 2 tiles to eliminate me, but it's close to the exit.
I think we both went in that area too.
Right.
Yeah.
So again, you place down a card. So for the way you set up the deck is the first, like I said, 8 to 10 cards, you're just going to be placing 1 piece. When the first Volcano card comes up, that triggers the possible relative bonus. So let me fast forward here a little bit. So now you see how we got the first Volcano card. So now I'm explaining that you want to be able to place in a building where there's already people so that you can get the relative bonus.
So Anthony's trying to figure out where he wants to.
And again, I'm
To
telling him
go.
that. I said, look, if you have a better card to play
Right.
it. Which he didn't have.
He didn't
the
have.
best. Yeah, he did. There's a yellow one right there.
Oh yes, yes.
So
he gets to
he
do.
placed it in that building, and he's going to get a bonus of 1. And notice that he put it right near the exit.
That was smart.
One of his people.
Oh, and he got an Omen card.
Okay, so an Omen card is now he's going to look at. Usually the way this works is he's going to look at who's placed the most people, which I think is me.
No, I think it's his wife. I think Amanda, the blue.
Yeah, but I think he picks on me first.
Well, he should.
So he's deciding who to throw into the volcano, who to sacrifice.
I think he throws his wife in.
Well, we'll find out.
Let's see.
Yeah, so he's
I was trying
asking
to-
questions. Yep, he
Yep,
throws
he's
his wife
picking-
in
He throws his wife in
because she had more, and he gets to draw again. Now, if he drew a second Omen, he would still play it. So you always end the turn with 4 cards. If you draw an Omen, you draw again. And notice I put in that same building that he put in, and I got a bonus of 2. And I'm trying to put my guys near the exit.
Well, that's smart. You want to make sure you can get the heck out of Dodge.
So here you are. Now, Julie's asking, what if I put it in that building? I says, well, that building, if I show you here that she's looking at, Anthony and I placed in here. And if Julie were to place in here, there was nobody there, so she would not get a bonus yet. Because even though it's building 6, that part of building 6 is considered a different area of building 6. So you don't get the relative bonus because of what's in this part of the building.
Right. Yeah, you explained that really well. That was nice.
So that's a little rule that people forget.
Mm-hmm.
That even though it's the same building, there are different halves. So here.
I just threw you in.
Yeah, you picked on me on that time.
Oh, I
And
got
then
it
you
again.
drew a second
oh
one.
my gosh.
And again, you can be mean and pick on the same person, but
I try and always mix it up.
right.
I don't want to always pick on the same because it's just not nice. It's already a rough game because you're killing off
Right, so
people.
let's see what goes on here. So you keep on playing until you draw the second volcano card. It hasn't come up yet, but you can see how many cards we've played up until this point.
Right.
So we're moving back in the city because of those 16 years from 8063 to 8079. People are moving back into the city.
Mm-hmm.
So now, hang on.
Oh, now we're picking the tiles.
Let me see if I can find the spot where that happened.
It doesn't want to back up.
Yeah, it's not backing up.
Well,
There it goes.
there it goes.
All right, so now we're placing, we drew the second volcano card, and now we're drawing 6 tiles. That's how the game works. You got to draw 6 tiles first.
And don't you have to put them on the actual icon first, too?
Right, so if you notice here around the board, you'll see that there's a pillar icon, like a coin icon, a mask, a helmet, a scroll, a vase
a
or a
vase?
vase.
Vase.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of ash tiles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a 6th one that's going to be placed.
And then that's when it starts to get very, very
Okay,
tricky.
so now when the 7th one is placed, now I'm verifying the rules here.
Eventually we're going to start knocking people off and getting the heck out of there.
Okay, so the 7th tile is drawn, and that's when that player, that happens to be me, can move 2 people. So here you go. I drew a pillar. And I'm going to take out myself and Julie's 2 pieces. Wasn't that nice?
No. What else is new, though?
So I figured it was worth taking myself out. Now, I picked that spot because there was 3 people in that space. I was able to get out 2 people
Yeah, you were.
because there was a black and red piece here. I was able to move 1, 2, and this one was able to move 3.
I just
1, 2, 3.
took you out now, mister.
Yeah, so you took out another one of mine.
I did.
But the danger is, see, this area is getting cut in half here because there's so much
Right.
ash being put down. So again, that's how it works. You place 1 ash tile and move 2 pieces. Whoever gets the most pieces out wins.
Yep.
If there's a tie, you look at who's lost the most pieces in the volcano. So let's take a look at what we think about this game. You go first,
Okay.
Julie.
Alrighty. fun to play with 3 or more people, and I think you have to play with 3 or more. I don't think
it's
it's
two or
a
more.
2.
You can play
Is it 2?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think the more the merrier. It is an interesting theme. It's kind of, demented to think you're going to sacrifice people, but hey, it happened in real life, and you get to kind of play history, so that was kind of fun. It is strategic as to where you want to put your guys when you get your card, and then also when you get the little tiles at the end who you want to knock off.
Right.
It is frustrating to learn though, because as you could tell, I got a little confused on those buildings. You figure you have a 5 and there's all this opening, you think it's the same building, and it's not the same building.
Right.
That was hard. And
so you gave it a minus for being cutthroat.
I did. It is cutthroat because you can really pick on somebody. You can really just demolish them if you so chose to. And I'm not real big on
yeah,
that.
we try to be fair and only go after the person that's in the lead. But if you really want it to be mean, you can pick on the same person all the time.
And that's why when I do have to knock somebody off, I try and take turns doing it, because I don't want to pick on the same person. What do you think?
So for me, I think it's another race game. You're trying to race to get the most people out.
Yeah.
You don't know when the second volcano's done, because when you set up the deck, it will be somewhere on the bottom 8 or 10 cards. I forget how many, and the rules explain how to set it up. So you never know really when it's going to end.
Right.
And you're not going to know how the ash tiles come out. So again, it's a race to try to get the most out. So it is an educational theme. And again, I use it to teach migration, and you could use it for science as well. And it is history. I mean, this is an event that actually happened.
Exactly.
And there is sufficient player interaction, again, because you can mess with other people, where you place your relatives and how you move out. It does. You got to pay attention to what other people are doing. Now, it is a dark and somewhat sadistic theme.
Yes, it is.
But that's a plus for me, because like a video game, I don't want this to happen in real life. Just like in a video game, if you're playing a third-person shooter game, you're not gonna want to do that in real life.
Oh, heck
either.
no! Gosh, no.
But some people could have a problem with that. For me, it's an escape. And so there's a setup and teaching curve. So again, setting up the deck takes some effort to know how to do it in the rules, and to pay attention to when you get to relative bonus and when you don't, and to teach people about the building rules and how you move. It can be a little difficult at first for some. And so let's talk about now how we rated it. So go ahead.
I did a 7. I do like it. It is fun. It's just I kind of get frustrated on where to put my guys and making sure I get them out well enough. And I seem to always get picked on the most too. But you know what? I still play it with, when someone says, "Hey, do you want to play?" I'll be like, "Sure." It's something fun to do, get to, interact. But it's not something, if you ask me, "Julie, what do you want to play?" I'm not going to go and say, "I want to play this."
Right, and that's why we've only played it 4 times since December of 2016, because it's better with more players.
Right.
And so I think that's a realization that we've come to. It's great to teach new people and to play in a small group. So for me, it's very good, though, because I would recommend it. I would say when we do have enough players, we're in the mood for this, we'll take this out, and I would recommend people buying it if they're interested in a game like this.
Oh, yeah.
So anyways, that's Pompeii, Downfall of Pompeii.
We got one more to go.
So one more to go.